So this week, back up in the lakes again, and I've set off from Ambleside, and the ride I'm going to do today, I'm going to call a better Loughrigg Fell to the west of the town, very popular for riding. There's some great trails on it and some okay bridleways. So at the moment I have just climbed up from Ambleside up Loughrigg Fell, and anybody knows that is one nasty wake-up call. It's tarmac at the bottom, steep, and then it does relent, but it just, oh, it's the climb that keeps on giving. And what we're stood on now, if you look behind me, is the bridleway that drops down to Loughrigg town and down to Greater Langdale. It's an okay bridleway, you know, a lot of people use it, and there's a couple of cut-offs to the side which are really nice, but nah, let's go somewhere else. So this is the top of something else, and I'm not really going to mention where I'm riding today, or what I'm riding down, should I say, because last time I did a video up the lakes and me riding on stuff which was maybe not 100% legit, got a bit of negative feedback, and don't really want that again, not yet. It's a lovely little trail, this, really nice, really bloody slippy always, and I'm guessing the lens is probably already coated in sod, so I'll try and get some lens wipes in when I can. Might as well wait till I'm out of the splashy. Hopefully that's better. Obviously I can't see to it. And yeah, this is quite a complex little bugger. Loads of little jaggedy rocks sticking out, slidey as hell. It's hard to keep your flow going. I'll be honest to say, I actually set off twice and made a boo-boo. Obviously I don't want to leave that in. But yeah, so today's ride is Loughrigg and the surrounding areas. We do go off to Loughrigg later on. It's one of my favourite low-level rides, this, in the lakes. And also I love the high-up stuff, everybody does. But it's not always practical, especially not with lakes weather. I mean, even today, we're not even middle of September, and I just stopped and do a lens wipe. It's already cloudy, misty, not cold, hence no jacket. So for anyone who's having a cheeky look, trying to work out where I'm going, this one is zigzaggy. There we go. I'll be honest, I didn't even discover this one myself until a year and a half ago. It was staring me in the face all the time. It's only when I started really looking on maps, looking on Strava, that I thought, oh, I wonder what that's like. Like anything, a lot of people have been down from it. You can usually guarantee it'll be pretty interesting, and it is. So here we're looking down on Rydal Water, and we're now heading up to the caves, and this is one I will tell you exactly where I'm going, because I don't think this is actually a bridleway, but it bloody should be. So yeah, this is the track up to the caves that overlook Rydal on Loughrigg. The actual cycle path is down there, and it's a Sustrans path now. They made it as a special cycle route through to Grasmere. It was never the best anyway, that bottom bit, but one interesting bit, it used to actually go into the lake, and on night rides it always took people by surprise, and all of a sudden they're riding ankle deep in a bloody lake. But I got this way because there's just a little bit of a descent later on, which is really nice, plus you get lovely views, and everybody likes to take a photo at the cave, don't they? Hello everybody, I am in a cave. Right, that's the obligatory cave shots done. I mean, it's a very nice cave. It's not natural, is it? It's from quarrying. But still, hooray! I went in a big cave. So I think what makes this my favourite low-level ride is just the lovely variety of trails you get to ride on it. It's not got any massive descents. There's one later on which is pretty big, but what descents there are nice, fun, twisty, single track, rocky goodness. Basically, what makes the lakes, or at least the lakes I like, so good. You're never too far from civilization. It's easy to get to. If the weather comes in bad, then it doesn't really impact it too much, because sometimes, especially when you go up high, you know, the weather can come in and you're in a whole world of shit. Not so much down here. I mean, another big advantage, I bet, is the scenery. It's just beautiful around here. Not quite as dramatic as you get in other places. It's more pretty, but good God, it's lovely. The downside to it is that there's a bit of a tourist honeypot round here, so some of the trails, especially if you stick to the main ones, can get ridiculously busy. Anyone who's ever ridden down the terrace outside of very early morning or evening will attest to it being probably the most stop-start mountain bike legal trail ever. And here we are now, shore of Grasmere. So on a recent video, one of my subscribers, Craig, commented that he'd like me to do a bike walk around, and I've never done one before, so let's give it a go. Bloody hell, it's taking longer than I thought. Here we go. Oh, the bumpy bit. Watch out for the sheep poo. Ah, there. Back. I hope that was okay, Craig. Let me know in the comments. Happy days. Right now, we're dropping down towards Elter Water. How about that? And the youth hostel at High Close is quite close by. And this is a lovely trail. Quite a short one, unfortunately, but very nice. So the bottom part of it really is quite a lot of road. Can't have it always, can you? Oh, there's a little bits down here that can really catch you out, like that there. Quite rocky again, quite cut up, have a lot of fun. It's another one which I didn't know about for so many bloody years. It was like staring me right in the face, but it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Quick car check. No, we're all good. Look for all those legal beagles. Here we are. This is a bridleway now. Right. Hopefully the camera stay clean enough. And you can actually cut up onto that bank in there, and the trail goes off. But the bottom of it, it's just bloody squidgy bog. Unless it's been incredibly dry, and it hasn't been incredibly dry now since lockdown finished, basically. And that's just the way it goes. There we go. Happy days. So we're now approaching somewhere very dear to my heart, and that's the Wainwright's Inn in Chapel Style. I used to have a part-time job there, working on Saturday nights. Got fuck all money for it because basically I had a full-time job as well, so I was paying full tax, but I didn't do it for the money, I did it for the laugh. Check out this bad boy slug here. I promise you I'm not messing around with it, but it looks like it's fanny vajazzled there. Top notch. So just finished climbing up the fell that shall be unnamed, and this is really an up then down. I mean, you can come up it and then sort of cut off halfway, but I like to come to the very top and then down. As you can probably hear, blowing a bloody gale up here, so don't know how much we're able to hear, Plus, I've tried filming down there before and like, oh god, the lens gets so splattered with water, and there are a few places where you just can't get any lens wiping. So we'll see how we get on. So, there we go. If you're wondering, that's Windermere, you can see off in the distance, the big lake. We're going down to Fell. It's a really nice descent this. Quite loose, as you can see. It gets rocky, grassy in places. Grass is a bit wet today. Oh, I really love wet grass. But yeah, this is another one which I didn't know about for the longest time. All right, mate. Thank you. He says that, he doesn't know what he's on about. And the thing with this one is it does get pretty busy at times in walkers. It's quite a popular one. So you do have to keep an eye out for them, obviously. You don't want to piss walkers off. Oh, into the wind now. As you can see, it's not exactly a smoothie trail. It's good. Damn, it's good. Whew. Right, lens wipe. Oh, Jesus. It's like taking your life into your hands every frigging time. Quite weird conditions today, because every now and again it's wet and slippy, in other places it's dry. I guess it's just how much exposure the rocks that have been to the relentless bloody wind. Right, little zigzag bit here. Oh god, it's good. And then gated armour. Boink! So the ride I'm doing today is one which I came on with Mark, the Give MTB, last November, and we didn't actually do this descent because we're running out of time a bit. And it's a great shame. So Mark, you're coming back to do this. You'll love it, mate. If anyone is curious, obviously Mark's video that day is on his channel. In fact, he's done 2 edits from it. The really good bit and the really good bit. So check it out! It's the Give MTB. So here's the bridleway descent back down to Chapel Stile that goes down to the quarries. Really nice one. It used to be nicer, I think. It's a bit, I don't know if it's washed out, but there's so many different lines now that you don't know where you're going. I'm sure the one we used to do is no longer there. But yeah, it's a beauty. So it's another one you've got to be a bit careful on. Hell of a lot of walkers come up it. I've seen some cyclists coming up it. Right to the way to that. Because the other way up that hill is so much better. It was a climb anyway. Obviously, the downhill, it's shit. Oh, still a beautiful trail, even though it is pretty damn wide. As you can see, there is lines everywhere. It's like you take the rocky one to the left, the rocky one to the right, you go through the wall there, you stay on the other side of the wall. Nobody really knows. Quite a shorty. Well, I guess short is relative really, isn't it? If you go really slow down it, you might consider it a longie. Climbing back up out of Elterwater, and in front of us is Loughrigg again. So the town is basically down to our right and we scoot down past it. But what I wanted to show you, hopefully you can see a gill coming straight down there, and next to it a little sort of beige line. That is a trail. It's one that is on Strava and it's called something or other about steep in the title, and it's probably the craziest thing I've ever ridden. Bum burner. It's called bum burner because that's where your tyre is. I wouldn't recommend doing it. unless you're a Brad Sick hardcore of course, then knock yourself out. There's a good chance you will. So now we are coming around past Loughrigg town, and this is a beautiful little town, quite a touristy place again really. And as I say, around what we've done today is not exactly high level riding, and I wouldn't want anyone to think from what I said earlier that Ambleside is all low level, because you can get to and ride some pretty damn big mountains from the town. I think Ambleside, like Hebden Bridge the other week, is one of those sort of mountain biking hub places. There's so much around it, especially if you're willing to go and have a look and stuff like that. But even for a beginner or for someone who's not been doing it that long, there's just trails everywhere, bridleways, stuff like that. Beautiful town, beautiful area, and a couple of nice pubs, restaurants, stuff like that there as well. And I'll tell you something, if I don't get on the Lake District National Board with the tourism promotion programme soon, I'm going to shit a gigantic egg full of swear words. A couple of years ago we were out doing a very similar loop to this, and we met this bunch of lads twice going in the opposite direction. Once around by Loughrigg Terrace, and once they were coming down here and we were heading up it, and one of them, with a proper smug look on his face, said to me, "You're doing this loop the wrong way." No mate, we're not. So, looking down on Lake Windermere there, this is the top end of Windermere, and this descent down here is a beauty, absolute beauty. It's got its moments, but yeah, it's very nice. And we actually really found this one through error, because Bike Treks, at least the old owner of Bike Treks, was telling us, oh yeah, if you go up there, then there's a really nice trail. So we came up, we did this, got back and we said like, bloody hell, that's one hell of a techie trail, isn't it? We then switched backs and he said, no, I didn't mean that one. I meant the really nice flowy gentle one in the woods, which to this day I don't think we've ever done, because this main one is so nice. You've got to watch your turn on it. There's quite a lot of loose slippy rocks, quite techy in places. When it's damp like today, it's a whole barrel of joy. I've seen a few people have minor, quite major offs on it. Oh, hiya. That's right. Oh, do you want to come past? It's all right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how you come down here.
Nor do I.
But we've never come down here.
Right. It's a bit loose and a bit slippy today as well.
Mind you, it's that top bit, I think.
Top bit's fine. It's this bit that gets you.
Because of the slippiness.
Yeah, and there's a bit in the woods.
Down, yeah.
But yeah, it's just so much fun. Can't resist it. All right, have a good one. See you later. All right, let's try and get going again. See, that's what I mean. You just, with the lakes, give way to people. Let them pass, have a chat. Keeps everybody happy, apart from real misery guts. God knows what this will be like down here. Gets a bit rooty, wetty rooty. Oh yeah. Me and Churchill dog say that's fine. If you hear some weird noise at the back, one of the teeth has snapped off my bottom neck, what's it called? Coggy thing. Fucking think straight now. And chain keeps jumping off, which is nice for a 180 quid mech, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Thanks. Wasn't too courteous of them walkers, was I? Never mind. So just heading back along under Loughrigg Road now, back to the car. Ride's come to an end, and I remembered that the word I was looking for was jockey wheel, not cog thing on bottom of mech. It's lost a tooth and my shifting's gone to shit. It just doesn't work anymore. I mean, I've lost about 8 teeth and I still work. So anyway, enough of that. End of the ride, Ambleside, bloody awesome. The ride around here is brilliant, and didn't want to give too much away. I think there's some clues there to the loop I've done, but the town's worth coming to, even if you just want to ride legal stuff. It's cracking. So next week, let's see where we end up. My new catchphrase. Bye bye.